Welcome back to Caistrology, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Cailin, and today I'm going to be doing your April 2021 horoscope. Make sure you watch for your ascendant, sun and moon sign, and if you only have time to watch one today, I recommend that you watch your ascendant sign horoscope. On Caistrology, I also do tarot pick-a-card readings, tarot monthly predictions, and just a bit of housekeeping for today. There won't be any monthly tarot predictions for April 2021, but I will let you guys know when that will be returning. Without further ado, enjoy your April 2021 horoscope.
Hi Aquarius Sun, Moon and Risings. Welcome to your April 2021 horoscope. The month starts off with Mercury entering the sign of Aries on the 4th of April. With Mercury transiting your third house of communications, you will be extremely busy with all of your projects. If you're involved with online sales or marketing, or you work in IT, this can be a very busy time for you and also a very fruitful time for you. It is a great period to make sales and to also meet new clients and make new connections. It is a networking house, and Mercury is pretty much the planet of networking, so very busy couple of weeks ahead for you. Now on the 10th of April, Mars in Gemini in your 5th house will be squaring Neptune in Pisces in your 2nd house. This is a brief transit, but it is a little bit tricky to navigate. With this square between your 5th house and your 2nd house, you might be arguing with the person that you're dating about finances and about how much you're spending on a different level. You may be worried about how you can afford to start a family, and you could actually be arguing with your child, if you have one, about money. Now, another way that this can play out is that you may be doubting the value of your own business if you've got one, or you may be struggling to see the value in your creative pursuits and your hobbies. So Neptune can create a sort of cloudiness or fogginess when it comes to these matters. And in a nutshell, you can just be feeling confused about what brings you joy and about how to move forward with your finances. Now on the 12th of April, there will be a new moon in Aries at 22 degrees, and this is in your 3rd house. It's also making a sextile to Mars in Gemini in your 5th house. So new moons always indicate some kind of new chapter starting in our lives. And with this particular one, given that it's in the house of business and communications, you can absolutely be planting the seeds during this time to start some kind of new project at work, or it could even be your own project that you're doing. And because we have this helpful sextile to Mars in your 5th house, this will see you being able to shine in a group dynamic, because the 5th house represents your creative gifts and your natural skills and talents. So like I said, you can really shine in this particular area. Now you may actually get a new team at work, whether that's people being employed and they're on your team, or maybe you're moving to a new team at work. And because we've got this this sextile to Mars in the 5th house, and the 5th house represents fun and partying and going out, the good news is that you will really like your new team. You're going to get along with these people. It's going to be more like a friendship group rather than, your boring colleagues. These are people you can actually have fun with. Now, another way that this can play out is that you may start a new course or training program, and this will be investing in your talents and gifts, because Mars is the ruler of this new moon. And again, the sextile is to Mars in the 5th house. So this is investing in these skills and talents that you were born with. With this new moon, some of you may be starting your own business. Some of you may be building your own website. You could be buying or purchasing a new vehicle, or you could even be planning a short trip. And this is more of a long-term project, but some of you may start writing a book or a novel, or even working on some kind of film or documentary. With new moons, it's about planting the seeds. So that's what you'll be doing over the next 4 weeks, but you may not see the culmination of this until 6 months later at the full moon in Aries, or even 18 months later at the full moon in Aries in 2022. Now, on the 12th of April, Venus in Aries in your 3rd house will be squaring Pluto in Capricorn in your 12th house. So this particular transit can see you feeling misunderstood by your siblings. There may even be a dissolving of a relationship there with a sibling, a relative, or even a friend. And on another level, you may be feeling anxious or pessimistic during this period because Pluto in your 12th house is pretty much making your subconscious issues and fears bubble to the surface, and the 3rd house represents your mentality. So this is like a bit of a pressure cooker situation with things that you're not dealing with at a subconscious level and at a deeper level entering your conscious mentality, but it's really just sort of simmering away under the surface there. So with this particular transit, my advice to you would be to just spend a bit of time digging deeper and getting to the root of why you are feeling this way, because it's not like, you're just going to be feeling like shit for no reason. There's actually a deeper reason here which you need to nut out. Now, on the 15th of April, Venus will enter the sign of Taurus, which means that Venus will be transiting your 4th house. So with Venus in the 4th house, you can enjoy things like decorating your home, buying things for the home, or cooking at home, or just, I don't want to say home again, but spending a lot of time at home, or even enjoying time with your parents and with your family. Now, Venus transiting the houses represents where a love interest or romantic interest can enter our lives. So you might be thinking, Venus in the house of home, the astrological house of home, what are they just going to knock on my door? No, there's a few different ways that you can meet your new romantic love interest. It could be through the property industry. You could be attending an open for inspection. You could meet someone, if you're dropping off your kids at kindergarten and you're single, could be like another single parent that you meet. You could meet someone at a retirement village. Or your family could actually introduce you to someone. So if your parents call you up and they're like, hey, there's someone who's going to be perfect for you, I'm going to set you up on this blind date. Ordinarily, I'd be like, ew, no. But in this instance, you should really go for it because you could meet someone that way. And they could be of a different cultural background to you because Venus also rules your 9th house. And the 9th house represents foreign countries and people from a country which is different to ours. So on the 19th of April, Mercury will enter Taurus, which means it will be joining Venus in your 4th house. And the very next day, Taurus season will commence when the Sun enters the sign of Taurus, also in your 4th house. So with Mercury, Venus, and the Sun all in your 4th house, you really will be super focused on your home life, on decorating, on property. You may be thinking about selling your property or purchasing a property or even just changing residence. And this could be something which you start researching and investigating over the next few weeks. Now, on the 23rd of April, Mars will enter the sign of Cancer, which means it will be transiting your 6th house. Now, it will actually be there for 7 weeks until the 11th of June, and Mars takes over 2 years to travel through all 12 zodiac signs, which means that Mars hasn't lit up your 6th house of health and fitness and work for 2 years. So with Mars here, you can really put a lot of effort into physical workouts, taking better care of yourself. The 6th house represents all kinds of imbalances. So if you have some kind of addiction, this is something which you can tackle, or even if you just want to go on a detox and get a handle with your health, or maybe you've tried a few times to be vegetarian or to go vegan and it hasn't worked out. With Mars here, you can actually stay very dedicated to any kind of new daily routine or habit which you commence. Now, the 6th house rules mortgages and loans, so Mars can pose a series of problems and obstacles to, jump through hoops and maybe you're going to have unexpected fees and expenses. But having said that, Mars is a very strategic planet, so you can definitely get through this 2-month period successfully. All I'm saying is that it may require more effort on your part. Now, the 6th house also represents our daily work life. You can be quite busy over the next couple of months. Again, this is from the 23rd of April till the 11th of June. There may be some issues with work that you need to attend to, or you could just be doing a lot of overtime. You may need to spend way more time at work than usual, or even working from home. And another way that this can play out is it can represent arguments or discord with employees or your boss. So just, be mindful of that if you're feeling like you're about to get hot-headed or things are about to devolve into some kind of an argument. Just, leave the office and take a bit of a breather. Now, also on the 23rd of April, Venus will be conjunct Uranus, which is your ruling planet, in the sign of Taurus, and this will be in your 4th house. So with this particular transit, it will bring about some kind of sudden event which you need to adapt to, or it could be something which you need to act on. So Venus rules your 4th house, and it also rules your 9th house. So what we're seeing here is that your home life and where you live is being impacted, and so is the 9th house, which represents travel, education, foreign countries. So for some of you, you may actually move overseas, and this could come about really, really suddenly. It could just be like, an opportunity which falls in your lap, and you've got like 24 hours to decide. Something to bear in mind, Aquarius, is that when Uranus is involved, and you should know this because, like I said, it's one of your ruling planets, it can bring opportunities, but it can take them away just as quickly. So things can just change on a dime. So if you have this fantastic new opportunity, which by the way could be connected to not just travel, but education, so investing in your education further, with this one, don't spend too long thinking it over. Just go with your gut. Obviously, this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But with the sign of Taurus and Venus, this is about investing. So investing in your future, investing in your education, investing in an opportunity to live overseas or abroad. Or this could actually work the other way, where it's you living in another country and returning back home to your home country. Now, for some of you, you may just be getting married for citizenship purposes, because Venus rules relationships, the 9th house rules marriage, and the 4th house rules citizenship. And then the next day, on the 24th of April, we have Mercury being conjunct Uranus in Taurus, and again, this is in your 4th house, and this rules documents. Mercury rules paperwork and documents, so this is another thing which supports the whole marriage for citizenship theory. But of course, that's hyper-specific, not going to play out for everyone. Another way that this Mercury conjunct Uranus transit can manifest is that you suddenly have to purchase a home, sell a home, break lease, or leave your residence abruptly. Or you could actually resolve some kind of issue with your parents. It might be something which was either like a long-standing issue, or it could have been a really, really big argument or issue that you had with your parents that you thought, maybe you thought, I'll never forgive them, or we'll never iron this out. And then suddenly, everything's forgiven. Like, that's fine. Let's never speak of it again. Let's move on. And that could be something which, just blows you out of the water because it's so unexpected. Now, on the 27th of April, there will be a full moon in Scorpio at 7 degrees, and this is in your 10th house, which is the career house and the house of your public image and public visibility. Every time we have a full moon, we see the moon being opposite the sun. So the sun will be in the 4th house, and it will actually be conjunct Uranus again. So this is once more your ruling planet, Aquarius. So not always will we see full moons We won't always see full moons and new moons impacting us all the time because we have one per month. But with this one, because it is conjunct your ruling planet, this can have a significant impact on you, Aquarius. And that is especially the case if you have your Aquarius sun, moon, or rising being anywhere from about 4 degrees to 13 degrees Aquarius. Nonetheless, full moons always indicate the ending of a chapter or a cycle. So with this one, it's the end of an era when it comes to your career. You may be leaving a job. You may be changing departments at work. And this will be your choice, okay? So if you are leaving work, I suspect that it's not going to be because you've been let go or been sidelined. Because your ruling planet is involved here, you have more say than one would think with a Uranus transit. So you could actually be receiving a promotion. You could achieve a new position of leadership or even a new title. Some of you may be choosing to retire. And because we have the sun being conjunct Uranus in the 4th house, whatever's going on with this full moon and your career, it has some kind of ties to where you live, your family, your parents. Maybe you're becoming a parent, so you're focusing your responsibilities more on your home life, or maybe you're taking on more responsibilities to support starting a new family. In another way that this can play out is that you could be receiving recognition for your hard work, and in any case, you'll be very visible to the public for all of your efforts during this full moon on the 27th of April. Now, lastly, for this month's horoscope, Pluto will station retrograde in Capricorn in your 12th house on the 28th of April. Now, Pluto goes retrograde every year for about 5 months, so it's not a big deal per se. Having said that, I have noticed that on the day that it stations retrograde, people may feel emotionally off or psychologically off. And considering that this is in your 12th house, which really is the house of the subconscious, you may just have this day of feeling very emotional where old fears may bubble to the surface. On that note, I'm going to end your reading there, Aquarius. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content from me, please subscribe to Caistrology. If you want to purchase or book a one-on-one reading with me, I have astrology readings on my website, which you can book, and tarot readings as well at caistrology.com. Enjoy April 2021, and I will see you guys next month.